Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived at the edge of a small village. He was very quiet, calm, and wise. People often saw him sitting alone, watching the trees or feeding the birds, but he rarely spoke. Many villagers respected him, but they did not understand why he had become so silent in his old age. Some said he had nothing more to say. Others believed he had learned something too deep for words. One day, a young man came to the village. He was angry, frustrated, and tired of life. He had faced many problems. He lost his job, his friends left him, and he felt the world was unfair. He complained to everyone he met. One morning, he saw the old man sitting under a tree. He walked up to him and asked, "Why do you sit here doing nothing? Don't you see how difficult life is?" The old man looked at him quietly, but said nothing. The young man continued, "Everyone says you are wise, but what's the use of your wisdom if you say nothing? What's the point of being silent when people are suffering?" The old man smiled gently and said, "Come tomorrow morning. I will give you an answer." The next day, the young man came early. The old man was already sitting, waiting for him. Without saying a word, he started walking. The young man followed him. They walked through the village fields. They passed old trees, calm ponds, and simple homes. After some time, the old man sat down under a tree and looked at the sky. Then he spoke. "When I was young, I complained every day." The young man was surprised. "You did?" The old man nodded. "I complained about my work. I complained about the heat, the cold, the rain. I complained that I had no money, no support, no peace." The young man listened carefully. "One day," the old man continued, "I lost someone very close to me." He paused. "My heart broke. I cried for days. I kept asking, why me? I blamed life. I blamed everything." The young man looked at him with soft eyes. Then the old man said, "But one evening, I realized my pain was real, but my complaints were not helping. The more I complained, the heavier my heart became. So I stopped." The young man asked, "But how can you stop when things go wrong?" The old man looked at a falling leaf and replied, "Because life keeps moving. Whether you cry or smile, time will pass. So why not walk forward with peace?" The young man thought for a while and said, "But it's hard. It's really hard." The old man nodded. "Yes, it is. But complaining is like sitting in the dark and shouting. No one hears you. Nothing changes. But if you light even a small lamp, the darkness starts to fade." The young man was silent. The old man smiled and said, "Every time I wanted to complain, I chose to act instead. If I was weak, I worked harder. If I was sad, I helped someone. If I was angry, I went for a walk." Slowly, he continued, "I learned that peace doesn't come from perfect days. It comes from a quiet mind." The young man looked at him and whispered, "So this is why you don't speak much now?" The old man nodded. "I've said enough in my life. Now I just live. And in my silence, I listen more, I feel more, and I complain less." The young man stood up. His heart felt lighter. He bowed his head and said, "Thank you." From that day on, he changed. He still had problems. Life was not perfect. But he stopped complaining. Instead, he started noticing small joys, a kind word, a cool breeze, a bird's song. And slowly, he found peace, not outside, but within.